Good morning to everyone and welcome to a very special day where we are having two large shows happening on a same day. So this is a common conference which is happening. So welcome again. We are hosting today one India Licensing Expo, which is happening virtually this time. This is our initiative which we started about 5 years back, and now it's a premier show in licensing. And we're also hosting today our FRO Summit, which is also happening with our FRO exhibition happening today. So it's a special moment for Franchise India and teams at both at our License India and also Franchise India exhibition team for hosting these two big initiatives. So I'll maybe take next 15 minutes to give you overview what is happening in the industry, how the industry is changing, what kind of changes we see in our franchise and licensing. While these two industries are very different and they work very differently, but I feel that both are coming, especially for the challenging times we are facing. Both industries look very, very promising. So let me start with the franchising, which is my favorite subject, and I've been involved in franchising for good 23 years. I feel that the franchising is passing through a relatively changing times. When I say changing times, the formats are evolving. A lot of businesses are changing. Why? Because the consumer is changing. Consumer is looking at a very different way of prioritizing their purchase decisions and so on and so forth. Because the consumer is changing, the business models have to evolve. Almost all franchise companies we are working with these days are adapting technology, are finding a new ways to reach out to and engage their customers. So a lot of that is going on. I think a lot of new industries are emerging, like if you see edtech is being big industry, now health tech is becoming a very large industry. So a lot of these things which have been always been talked about, now we are forced into this, like circular economy is also been valid. So this is a lot going on, but bigger opportunity really is coming from demand side. The micro entrepreneurs are now looking at buying a lot of businesses because of whatever has happened. People want to take their life in control. They want to really see their financial freedom. So a lot of demand has been created, and especially from first time business buyers. I'll revisit that part because I want to really give our audience which are visiting the show, I want to give them a little understanding that if they're looking to buy a business, what they should be really doing. Now let's go into the licensing side. Licensing side is very, very exciting. We started licensing way back about 15 years back, hosted multiple shows. It used to be a common show like what we're having now. In our Pragati Maidan show, we used to have a big licensing pavilion before it became and grew to its own show. And now for the last 5 years, we have an independent licensing expo. Today in our expo, we will have 25 different speakers and about 50 different global brands presenting their licensing opportunities. Licensing also is very spread. It's from fashion to consumer trademark to character licensing, a lot of entertainment work. And that also has evolved over the years. We see a lot of changes happening in the licensing space also. So I would like to give a lot of our guests are joining in from other markets and global companies who are looking their brands to be licensed in India. I'll give you about 10 tips, which is also common for franchising, because I think these two are, especially if you are a licensor or a franchisor, I'll give you about 10 tips, which are very important before you start licensing in India or licensing in the other parts. If you're an Indian company and franchising or licensing in different parts of India, then also you should look at it. First, invest on developing your program and localizing your program. When I say localizing, you don't have to go too far, but you need to really understand that this is a very, very diverse country. The adaptability from one market to another market can change. Even a city as big as Delhi, if you see one corner of Delhi behaves very differently to other corner of Delhi. So we have a lot of diversity, and how do you really address diversity is very important. But for licensing, I would say it has to be consciously done, because you don't have to change the program too much. You need to stay true to your principles, and equally for franchising, you should stay true to your principle. Maybe give 20-25% of ability to be flexible on the licensing. Second, I think on the licensing side, I think you need to really go deeper into protecting rights. You need to really understand the intellectual property is quite spread in India. It has multiple classes, and I've seen a lot of issues later come in when you start expanding into other categories. You don't have protection on that. Similarly, for my franchise friends, you need to also really look at how your trademarks and your IPs are protected. Third point is go very sharp on your target group. Don't spread yourself, and don't try to please everybody. Stay very, very honest to your target group. And especially on the licensing side, I see a lot of people already spread it. and they try to do a much larger consumer base. That doesn't work. You need to be very honest what you really stand for, what target group you really stand for. Fourth is find your target, categories which you want to really license. I'm more talking about licensing now. What is the primary, secondary, and short-term categories, and really think through that what your starting point. If you're a go-to-market, then I will always say go in a primary or a short-term promotional category, and that's how you should really get started. This is common for franchising and licensing, and I think this I've been really advocating for all our franchise brands and also for our licensed brands, that selection over sales. Partner selection is the key for your program to work in India. And also for, if you are even in the franchising, if you're not selecting the right kind of franchisee, this never works. So selection over sales is very, very important. And I think this shift has to happen, and particularly for brands, I see their performances are based on how quality franchise partner or a license partner they would really choose. Then I think one has to really develop a detailed and a long-term plans and strategy. Franchising and licensing are not short-term strategies. They're very, very long-term strategies. At this stage, they're a top-class strategy because they are, I'll give you the difference between growth and scale. Growth is normally about when organizations and businesses want to grow, their revenues grow proportionate to the resources they deploy. That's a conventional, classic, old school model. So you mean more people you deploy, more offices you open, and so on and so forth. Or if you are a manufacturer, you put more factories. But how do you really shift from growth to scale, where it means that your revenues grow, but you don't put the same kind of resources or capital, right? And franchising and licensing is exactly that. It can give you substantial growth and substantial top line and bottom line growth without putting too much of your own capital. It works on other people's money. But it is a very careful strategy. It needs the long-term thinking. It needs a long-term planning. It needs a lot of commitment, especially in these days, because these are challenging times. This needs a lot of effort and energy to be done. The seventh point is do an alpha beta test. Before you really venture out either your franchise program or your licensing, do alpha beta. Alpha means in your home market where you are already existent, or the program you're doing on licensing where you've already had success in other parts. Stick to that. Do first that program and then go to another little more, I think, outside your comfort zone and test that also. Once these two tests are right, then go and venture out and expand quickly. Take up another thing which is more on the brand connect viewpoint. I feel that both license brands and also franchise brands, sometimes their reach is to their potential licensees or their franchisees, but they don't know their customer. So unless and until as a brand owner or IP owner, you're not connected with your customer, understand what they're saying. I've seen a lot of disruption happening in the last 10 years where a customer will suddenly shift. So it's important these days that companies really find out. I know a lot of franchise companies where I talk to them, they have say 100 franchisees, they will know their franchisee, but they never would, they would not know so much their customer. While they will know from a data viewpoint, because it comes in your point of sales or your sales structure, but you really don't know. You don't know why they're buying, what is a purchase decision, what is the life cycle of purchase, how many new are joining, how many old have been retained. All that is very, very important now. So how do you really create a structure where you are able to really control your own consumer base? Ninth point is aftermarket. Aftermarket is becoming more and more important. Eventually this market, the loyalty is becoming lesser and lesser. People are going and shifting brands very, very fast. And how do you really invest into aftermarket would make sure that how you will be able to retain your customers and their loyalty with you. And 10th point is how do you really bring in strong quality and performance audits. And that's very important. Every company, every licensed brand or a franchise brand has to invest into doing their regular audit. I see that's also a big help. These are 10 points which I would say I'd like to give it to industry. I feel that franchising and licensing is all about giving people to be an entrepreneur. So they create their entrepreneurial value in the entire thing with a lot of controlled environment. If you are able to create these two, you create an entrepreneurial environment for licensees and franchisees to grow, but with the very strong control, then it becomes, I think, another thing which is important for the both industries is when we run your program, when you're putting up your franchise or licensing program, see how much engagement it is creating, what kind of effectivity is bringing, and how it is evolving. Because I feel that the change cycles have become much, much higher. Earlier, it used to change business products, packaging, everything else used to change in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Now it's happening every 6 months. So if your brand is not evolving, and especially when you're working with your channel, which means your licensee or a franchisee, how they are going to evolve, and how, I mean, I feel that they hit fatigue very, very fast, and how we really ensure that we are able to evolve them. So these are early thoughts from my side. I wanted to thank you for all of you to support our group. We have getting a tremendous amount of support from both the franchising and the licensing community. We also are making a lot of effort to keep the momentum going, rather address the larger community which is coming from a business buyers or potential licensees. I also see from these days a lot of manufacturers, exporters who were only looking at exporting outside are now looking at domestic consumption. So domestic consumption would be the key in next 2 to 3 years. And both industries, franchising and licensing, are exciting at this moment because they actually fuel domestic consumption. So my valuable thanks to everyone, and thank you very much for coming over to the show. Enjoy your show. We have a lot on display, both on the franchising side and the licensing side. On my last advice to my potential business buyers who come for a franchise, my advice is that don't rush in making your decision to buy any business. Always go through the process we advise: information, evaluation, and negotiation. Information, there is enough opportunities available. Please go and see all these opportunities and select what is right for you. Then go and self-evaluate yourself. What is going to be right for your location, your investment appetite, your financial investment, and so on and so forth. And third, take some kind of a strong legal advice, commercial advice from a chart accountant. Then only make a decision. So thank you very much. Thanks for joining in, and we will continue to bring in great shows for you, both on the franchising and licensing side. If you have any questions for me, you can please reach out to me directly. I'm at Gaurav, gm@gauravmaria.com. So I'm always available to help you out in any kind of decision or inquiry you want to have. Thank you very much.